It's Tuesday, October 9. Good afternoon. I'm Herman Green with the Midday News. A special welcome if you're watching on onespotmedia.com. Ongoing industrial action by hundreds of Jamaica Public Service JPS employees could further exacerbate disruptions in electricity supplies as well as problems at the company. TVJ's O'Shane Masters has been tracking that story.
More than 200 JPS workers represented by the Union of Clerical, Administrative and Supervisory Employees UCASE have been calling in sick since Sunday. It's understood that many of the employees work in critical areas of operation for the light and power company, including the power plants. Despite a meeting at the Ministry of Labour Monday afternoon, the employees have continued to stay off the job. However, speaking with TVJ News this morning, UK's General Secretary John Levy pointed out that the meeting was not to iron out the issues faced by the workers at the company, but focused solely on getting them back to work. JPS says the sickout is in protest against a proposed performance-based incentive program and the withdrawal of an electricity discount discretionary benefit to its pensioners. It says discussions on the performance-based incentive program started in 2015, but the company's proposal has not been accepted by trade unions representing JPS workers. But the UK's General Secretary says the issue is far greater than what the company is saying. He told TVJ News that under the performance-based incentive program, the workers were not paid based on an arrangement which was agreed on by the union and the company.
They have reneged on the agreement. They have now said, look, we're going to pay you a part of 2016 money. We don't have any money to give you for 2017. And it's either take it or leave it. And in the middle of this, they have paid themselves. All the managers who participate in the performance-based arrangement, they have gotten their full monies for 2016. They got that in 2017. And for the 2017 performance, they got that in 2018. On time, on schedule, and the full amount.
Mr. Levy says the company further compounded the issue by saying the matter had to be reported to the board of the electricity provider.
The president and CEO, as I would say, counteracted his own managers by advising us that this was not a matter for the board. So the management is telling us that it has to go to the board, and the president and CEO is saying this is not a matter for the board. So that has sent a bad signal, the wrong signal, and for the company to be found in such a dishonest mode.
In the meantime, UK says they are hoping to have a meeting with the company later today. However, it says it cannot promise normalcy at the company if the issues surrounding wages, pension and the performance-based incentive program are not addressed.
If the company doesn't come with a date for the performance-based payment, if they don't come with an offer from the company in relation to our wage claim for 2018, and if they don't withdraw that letter that they have sent to our retired workers, where they're taking away their pension benefit, $29 a month they're taking away in order to save $7 million Jamaican dollars. If that doesn't happen, we cannot guarantee that it will be business as usual.
Meanwhile, in a release sent out Tuesday morning, the Jamaica Public Service Company noted that the matter is now with the Industrial Disputes Tribunal. O'Shane Masters, TVJ News.
Following yesterday's meeting between unions representing workers on the Mandela Improvement Project and the management of China Harbour Engineering Company, CHEC, President of UK's Vincent Morrison is again calling for the government to play a more active role in regulating foreign investors like CHEC. The workers have been protesting for years about varying labour issues. Mr. Morrison says while Monday's meeting was productive, it took too long to get CHEC representatives to the discussion table.
This is the first time we have been able to sit down with themselves and their legal representatives. And I would want to believe that it is in not only the interest of China Harbour, but the interest of Jamaica, that the government of today take the lead so that we can put together a memorandum of understanding whereby we won't have the work stoppages that occurred over the past years with China Harbour. And so that the projects can be completed on time and within budget.
On Monday, UK's and Czech reached an agreement on the payment of overtime and the provision of safety gear for the workers. However, there was no agreement on the issue of low wages. Coffee farmers are venting more frustration over monies which they say should have been paid over to them by the Coffee Traders Limited. They say the funds were due by July 31 this year. However, to date, there has been no payment. Hence, to vent their displeasure, the farmers padlocked the gates and used their vehicles to block the entrance to the entity this morning.
We have to come here, so because when we realize this man just give away $700, him not talk to we why is $700. From we get the $700, we don't know if we are getting no more, we don't know where really going. So we come down here so this morning now to find out what really going on with coffee.
What is taking place today is that the entity that they are here had promised to pay $6,000 a box, and they have only paid a portion of that. And the farmers are demanding that the rest of the money that was promised is paid. And it should have been paid long ago. They want it now.
Director of the Coffee Growers Association, Oswald O'Mealy, also told TVJ News that there seems to be a lack of respect for the farmers in the coffee industry. He made that declaration as he says there has been no conversation with his organization following a trip overseas to seek export markets for Jamaican coffee.
Nothing has been said to the farmers. The farmers don't know anything. They don't know. They are in limbo. And you can't be producing and be in limbo. Because you must remember, and the government must remember, that risk is in the production and profitability is in the marketing. So the farmers are the ones taking the risk. You have to wait 3 years before you can pick a bean.
Chief Medical Officer in the Ministry of Health, Dr. Jacqueline Bisesa-McKenzie, says the region continues to face a major challenge in dealing with the immunization against and the outbreak of certain diseases. The issue was raised at the Council for Human and Social Development a week ago. The Michaelmas session of the St. Anne's Circuit Court commenced yesterday in St. Anne's Bay with the customary parade. 100 circuit matters with 57 gun court cases are down for trial over the next 4 weeks. There are 49 sexual-related cases down for trial. Trial Judge Justice Marcia Dunbar Green, in her opening remarks, said she is hoping to complete a great percentage of the cases listed and encourage the prosecution, the private bar, and police personnel to have all cases, or rather the case files, ready. Now, 64 juror summons were served, but only 27 turned up in court. Justice Dunbar Green told the court that she received over 20 letters of excuses from jurors, but asked that most of them be withdrawn as their claims were insufficient to satisfy the court. Greater effort must be extended to split the educational divide amongst the nation's children. That call by opposition senator and former member of parliament for East Rural St. Andrew, Damian Crawford. According to Mr. Crawford, the primary exit profile, PEP, which replaces the grade 6 achievement test, GSAT, is rather a ploy to further extend the already divided education system. He was speaking with TVJ News this morning.
First of all, doesn't accept that we don't have equal secondary schools, and that is a competition to get into the best secondary schools. So what the PEP does is to cause for a great disadvantage for a person who don't have a parent of a certain level of education or a parent of a certain level of commitment. Because when you're going to assign grades to the basically women for science, then a man with a doctor father, you're really putting a 12-year-old against a doctor father, not a 12-year-old versus a 12-year-old.
And we go down to sports. Jamaica's Reggae Girls are one step closer to a historic appearance at the 2019 FIFA Women's World Cup after beating Costa Rica 1-0 on Monday. The Jamaicans picked up 3 valuable points through a Khadijah Shaw 46-minute strike. Jamaica, who had lost their opening game 2-0 to Canada, sit third on the table with 3 points, the same as Costa Rica and Canada. The Costa Ricans, however, have a superior goal difference after beating Cuba 8-0. We'll have more details, of course, in primetime sports this evening. And that wraps up the Midday News. I'm Herman Green. Join us at 7 for the primetime news package. On behalf of the news, sports, and production teams, good afternoon.